Full house in the backfield, 2 tight ends. And a quarterback sneak picks up the first down for the Knights.
Well,
let's see. Oh, this will be close.
Yeah, the spot is, I was watching where that official was walking. And this could be another measurement.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Definitely will be. It's going to be close.
Hate to guess on this. I think he got it, but... And the officials, they're bringing the chains out now.
Yep.
So far, both measurements today have been a matter of inches, but both times they were first down.
7:06 left here in the second quarter. Take a look at the measurement. And it's a first down.
Again, not even the length of the football got it for him.
So I have not seen this many. We've had some measurements today. We have not had that many, I think, total all season.
And still the clock's moving real well for it.
7 minutes left now in the second quarter. And the Kimball Knights on their third possession, moving it into Bear territory. Ball at about the 38-yard line of the Bears. First and 10 there. Fumble picked up and intercepted by the Bears. The quarterback just tried to get rid of it, and 40.
I think it was intercepted by the other quarterback.
Yeah. 40 throws it right in the hands of John Kay. So Kay says, good, I want to throw the ball now.
I'll tell you, with the fumble, it threw everything off. 40 picked the ball up, and it didn't seem like he really looked at what he was doing. He just kind of ran the play like it was supposed to be run. At that point, Kay had seen the receiver make his cut. Here you see the fumble. At this point, Kay sees the intended receiver make his cut, knows that the play's coming. He's standing right in front of him.
So not much Harris could do, but just watch Kay intercept the ball. And the Bears are in business again. Cutting outside Burks, and it's strung out well by the defense of Kimball. Kimball stringing it out, and Burks just couldn't get anywhere on it. And again, that middle of the field is getting eaten up, especially right around where they are right now. So we've seen a lot of action in that area of the field. And now the footing is even getting bad in the center of the field.
And there's definitely been more action on that side of the field, which, was worse when the game started. Now there's probably nowhere where you can get any real good footing on it. The other side of the field hasn't been touched, though.
Second and 11. Kay on the reverse, handing off on the inside, and squirming close to the original line of scrimmage is number 36 for the Berkley Bears, and that is Cascade on the end around.
They run so much misdirection here. It's hard for us to keep track of where the ball is. Hard for the defense, too. Kay got drilled on that after he handed it off just because the defense didn't know whether he still had it or not. He came up limping a little bit.
It'll bring up a third and about 8 now for the Bears. They came up with a big interception from John Kay. And picked up the ball in their own territory. The Knights looked like they were going to move in for another score. Third and 8. Kay rolls out back to pass. Has some pressure now and is brought down back at around the original line of scrimmage by the Knights, and it'll bring up a flank and long.
Well, Kay didn't see an open receiver downfield. Probably did the smart thing with the ball. Kept it, turned it upfield, tried to get something out of it. Ended up giving him a 4th down and 10.
So the Kimball defense got fired up after the interception and stops the Bears now. Let's take a look.
Well, here you can see it's the rollout pattern. He's looking downfield, trying to find an open receiver. And from what he could see, there wasn't anyone open. There were some players down there who were covered a little bit, and you can't tell from up here what the angle would have been.
Berkeley finally bringing Kay down. Here's Wright. It gets a Kimball hop and stops at about the 41-yard line, and that's where the Knights will get it. So the Knights, again, with pretty good field position, and it puts a little bit of pressure, too, on the Berkley Bears defense and Pat Fox.
Well, with just over 4 minutes left in the half, the Knights have exactly the amount of time, really, that they probably want. Where if they can set up a touchdown drive here, it's going to take all that time off the clock unless they were to get a big play.
Especially to run the ball the way they have been doing.
Well, yeah, and
penalty now has been assessed to the Knights.
Well, that'll be interesting. You know, even when they pass the ball, though, it's little slant in patterns, so they're not taking it to the sidelines at all.
They're going to mark off a Big Ten 15-yard penalty now. So it'll be 1st and 25 for the Knights. So what was good field position now turns up to be a 1st and 25 on the 25-yard line.
Apparently some sort of personal foul, but never saw the real indication of what it was. We don't know what happened down there. Probably after the play, though.
Yep.
Well, it had to be after the play if it's 1st and 25.
A handoff straight up to number 34. That is Barbado, Lou Barbado on the carry. It'll be 2nd and about 25 again now for the Knights. It's a team that has been pretty much running the ball. This is a lot of yardage to make up.
Well, at this point, they've got a decision to make. If they realistically think they can get this 1st down, they might want to try to pass. If not, they might want to use up all 25 seconds between each play, run the ball a couple of times, and get the clock down so low that punt the ball back to the Bears and not give them enough time to get the ball into the end zone.
They do pass, intended for Harris. And we're going to see a flag here? No. Harris didn't like the way he was hit and threw down the defender, and I was surprised that I didn't see a flag on the play.
Well, what happened to Harris that time, he got hit as the ball hit him, and the ball was incomplete, and the defender, Zakowski, held on to him a little longer.
Yeah.
Now, can't blame Zakowski. He doesn't know.
Zakowski didn't know that it was dropped.
He doesn't know whether it's there or not. So it's just, I think, a case of emotions going a little too far both sides. Here you'll see, ball just over Kay's outstretched hands. Harris hit him, and there he's being held on to, and that's about the point where he was a little annoyed.
Yeah.
And
can't blame Zakowski.
No.
He did not know that it was fumbled, but you do stop when you hear that whistle.
Probably a good no call.
Pass downfield, Harris. No, nothing there. And Harris meets Zakowski again. Zakowski is a little pat on the back, so
well,
no problem there.
Zakowski probably knows what Harris was doing the play before, and like I said, I think the refs made a good decision not throwing a flag on that play, and I think both players know the situation.
As it turns out on that.
Zakowski, being a receiver as well, probably knows he might have done the same thing in his situation. Now the Bears will get the ball back, probably with enough time.
Yeah, the first punt here for Kimball, and this will be short, fielded at about the 46, and the Bears now into Kimball territory. The return taken by Ken Carson. The junior 5'9" and 150 returns it into Knights territory.
And just under 3 minutes left for the Bears to go 48 yards for the score. Probably going to have to pass the ball a little bit here. The only other time today that they've been on the other side of the 50-yard line, they ended up with that lateral that got called a fumble and turned the ball over. They've got 2 timeouts left. The clock is running. They're going to have to hurry up and get something going here.
1st and 10, ball on the 48-yard line of the Knights. The Bears with 2:35 now to try to get it in the end zone and tie it up. Kay on a quick pattern out there and trying to get him out of bounds to stop the clock, but no. Zakowski got out there and complete and good yardage on a 1st down play. But we have a flag down. It's a holding call against the Bears. And we'll bring this one back. So that stops the clock at 2:19 left in the 2nd quarter. Clouds increasing. And that's all we need is more rain here to worsen the field conditions.
You know, the clouds are there, but beyond the clouds is the sun out. Yeah, that'd be a weird, I mean, you can see it.
Can I write that down? Beyond the clouds is the sun?
Okay,
let's take a look.
You know, tonight here you can see the pass to Zakowski. Good for the 1st down. And there Harris gets him. And after the run after the catch gave him the 1st down, so I'm saying it is a sunny day.
Yeah.
It's not like it's an overcast, gloomy day.
Yeah. 1st and 20 now for the Bears. So again, a passing down. They do the same thing to Zakowski. Again, trying to get out of bounds. But they get back close to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be about 2nd and 14 coming up.
So it's going to be interesting the rest of the game to watch. Harris and Zakowski covering each other offensively and defensively. And Harris that time stuck Zakowski after he caught the ball, tackled him kind of hard. Both of them got up, kind of acknowledged each other. You know, you can't tell from up here whether this is friendly or not, but there is a good rivalry going on down there within the game.
Can't say it's clean either because they're all dirty. 2nd and 14. taking it and heading upfield. Can't go anywhere. Back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 14 now.
Yeah, he wanted to take that a little farther to the outside, and the defensive end came in and shut that off. And an inside linebacker came in after it, was able to stop the whole play, and they end up losing yardage. Or, well, they probably gained about a yard, but now Berkley uses one of its last 2 timeouts.
So 3rd and 13 now for the Bears. And heading out is Pat Fox. There we see Powers, the head coach of the Kimball Knights, Terry Powers. This is Pat Fox heading out to the field to talk to his team. As Burks heads off.
Probably going to put another receiver in. Oh, I'd keep Burks in there just to block with that size. They've got another quarterback warming up down here, who I believe is the better passer of the 2 quarterbacks. Maybe they're setting up for that, maybe 1 or 2 plays.
No, 15 is the running quarterback.
Okay.
That's Trevor Miles. He's only at 5'8". John Kay is at 5'10".
That's right.
So John Kay.
They're not going to run the option right now, I don't think.
As Pat Fox heads off. Wind has whipped up, and it is going from right to left on your screen. 1:10 left in the first half. Berkley Bears have a 3rd and 14 now. Back to pass, complete, and the pitch, and the trick play works. Look out! Touchdown, Berkley! But we have a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Oh, man, if that's against Berkley.
Ken Carson for the Berkley Bears.
It looks like it's against Berkley.
And it is. They'll bring it back.
Oh, man.
Flipping the call. What a play, though, by Pat Fox, and what a gutsy call. Let's take a look at it.
Call the old
a
hook.
Short pass.
Yeah, the old hook and lateral. Runs a little button hook, laterals back to a trailing back. I tell you, that play, as old as it is, works.
Yep.
You can run that in Little League, you can run that in the NFL, and it works. You know, the Miami Dolphins ran that early 80s against San Diego Chargers in the playoff game.
Never played where Kellen Winslow had to be dragged off the field a number of times. Yeah. I'll tell you what, they have been going to Zakowski outside on that pattern, and he's been so trusty out there. They went to him again, pitched it back, and you can see John Kay now. I'll tell you, this guy's been in battle. Look at him.
Yeah, they pulled him out. And it's 3rd down and 41 to go.
They pulled him out. He's been doing the job. He's been hitting his receivers.
It's 3rd and 41.
3rd and 41.
I mean,
with 1 minute left.
They probably want to let him just rest up for the rest of this half. This has got to be. Well, I've never seen 3rd and anywhere near 41 before.
Fumble. Who's got it? No.
22. Burks picked it up
and tried to advance it a little bit. And it'll be 4th down now and a punting down definitely.
Kimball wants a timeout. They want the ball back. They'll probably try to block this punt.
Kimball will try to go for it since the ball is right down there in the Bear territory with 54 seconds left. They've got time to kick a field goal. And the wind is constantly changing. It is back now blowing across the field rather than from right to left.
Yeah, well, you know, the ball is on the 21-yard line. It's going to punt it from about 12, 13. They can get a block. They're definitely in scoring position, and even if they don't,
they probably get it within midfield.
Most definitely, and if Harris can get a return out of this.
There you see the clouds rolling in now, and they turned down the lights here, as you can tell.
I'm sure Pat's very happy with that. Well, not Pat Fox. He's probably happy too, but I was talking about Pat Collar. But
54 seconds left now, and a punting down for the Bears. A good punt. Right about at the 49-yard line. Harris has it. Harris not down yet, and finally brought down at the 49-yard line.
Harris did a good thing just to pick that ball up after it went through his hands. Yeah, and that's one of the things as the game goes on too. The balls, even though they are changing balls, quite a bit today.
Be careful.
It's going to get
slippery. You're going to get some fumbles, as we just did on that previous play for the Bears. Clock winding down now. 40 seconds and still running. Here's the punt.
see, they didn't really get that close to blocking it.
No.
Here comes the ball to Harris, goes right through his hands. And he just picks it up, ends up probably with a net return of 0 yards.
Pretty good punt.
Yeah, very good
By
punt.
the Bears. They keep him in midfield. Oh, Burks gets in there for the sack. And a big play to end this first half as Jeff Burks has done it offensively and defensively for the Bears. Has to pick up a little offensively, but what a sack as he blitzed in from his linebacker position.
And it's not going to end the half. Kimball Knights are going to call a timeout, try to get one more play out of this half.
With 10 seconds left, they still have time to run one, maybe two plays, depending on what they call here.
Man, Burks went through there untouched.
He saw the opening and got in there to nail the quarterback, John 40, for the sack. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 16 now for the Knights. The Knights leading 7-0. There you see the Berkley Bear defense. And they have done a nice job in stopping the Knights after a couple of drives where it looked like the Knights were going to get in. But they stopped them twice after that on their next 2 possessions.
Well, now the Bears, all they have to do is hope to hold them out of the end zone here. They can give them a big gainer if they want. There's only 10 seconds left. The Bears have to be looking at it like, all right, just go in, down 7-0. They're going to get the ball to start the second half. Who knows? Maybe that big sack is going to do what it takes to fire Burks up. But if you watched, after he got up from that sack, he was pumping his fist. He was fired up from it.
But a back like that who relies on his cuts and his moves with this wet turf and conditions has really not been able to do much. But he's helping out defensively. 2nd and 16 with 10 seconds left. The pass to 40, and they run their own little flea flicker. And it goes out of bounds with 1 second left on the clock.
And I think Kimball just used the timeout. If they're going to try to run this... Now, the clock stops for the move of the chains.
Okay.
They're never going to get a snap off if they don't have a timeout left.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
There's no way.
As soon as the ref starts the clock, they start the clock, and that'll do it. So you were right, Joe. They couldn't get it off with that 1 second left. But let's take a look at how we end the first half here.
Yeah, gee, hadn't seen this in 3 years, and now
we see it twice in one game.
You know, that lateral was almost forward. You know, if you were to look at that real close, that you didn't really throw it backwards.
So
it doesn't matter. They didn't score.
Doesn't matter. It ends the first half here at Berkley High School. Pretty tough battle between these two teams. 7-0 as the Kimball Knights lead going into the halftime locker room. We'll be back with some halftime stats for you and some more insight from Joe Abramson right after these messages. Stay with us.
Where's a fun new place to look at entertainment news and celebrity gossip 24 hours a day?
Madonna is now seeing a dancer.
Look, Where's the fun new place to look at intimate interviews with the latest and the greatest?
Bo knows entertainment.
Look,
I mean...
Where's the fun new place to look at movies being made, music being played, TV, what to see, and lots more?
And I go, are you Jack Nicholson? He goes, yeah. Are you finished?
Look, Whenever you want to know what's happening in the world of entertainment, looky here.
Entertainment television.
E-Entertainment Television, the all-new, all night and day, all entertainment channel. All right.
As halftime draws to a close, let's take a look at some of the statistics as the Kimball Knights lead 7-0 over the Berkley Bears. And turned out pretty even as we look at total offense, though. The Kimball Knights pretty much dominated, and it was pretty much a domination in that first quarter. But time of possession even. Take a look at the passing. Kimball way up, 69 over to 14. Rushing, 63 over 34. And that's because they can't get Burks anything going with Burke. So it's a total of 132 to 48. Turnovers, 1 apiece. First downs, Kimball leads, and that is why they had the edge in total yardage.
A lot of those first downs came on that first drive where they got the touchdown. The passing yardage, as you said, not a surprise at all. The rushing is, you know, we talked all about Burks coming in, hasn't been able to get on track yet. I'll tell you, the guy that's impressed me even more is Harris for Kimball so far.
Yeah, he has done a nice job receiving as well as rushing the ball. So time of possession only 3 minutes greater for Kimball, and that kind of surprised me after that great first quarter that they had.
You know, Burks so far, 8 carries, 20 yards, I believe. So the average isn't there either. But with a breakaway talent like that, you know, one big gainer is going to even that average out for him.
You can see the field as the clouds roll in and out, how it'll get dark and sunny, and, well, I'd rather have it that way than overcast constantly.
Yeah.
And you can see the beautiful clouds rolling by on a beautiful autumn afternoon here in Berkley.
Now we're just, I don't know what it is that we're waiting for.
The clock is winding down.
Oh, okay.
We've got 1 minute and 15 seconds left, really, in halftime. So the clock is winding down now.
Okay, so I know it's not a commercial timeout or anything like that. we don't have that kind of power.
We are at Berkley High School. Dave Zorn along with Joe Abramson. And we're watching the Berkley Bears hosting the Kimball Knights. And so far, they've been gracious hosts as they've allowed Kimball to score on their first possession, but then have shut the door on their next 2 possessions and did a pretty good job as Kimball looked like they were going to march in for a couple of touchdowns, but they stopped them both times.
Yeah, Kimball has been able to move the ball between the 20-yard lines, and once they get into scoring position, the Bears' defense has buckled down and stopped them. The Bears got to get their offense going, though, if they want to even this game out. And now we're 30 seconds left.
When the referees look a little frustrated, too, as they're just waiting to wind down the clock. We will look again for number 7 to come out there for the Berkley Bears as quarterback. Don't forget to tune in next week when we'll have the Troy Colts hosting Ferndale, and the Colts, always a pretty good team, always a great matchup against Ferndale. The Troy-Ferndale rivalry extends not only into football but into basketball as well, so we'll look forward to that later on this year. But this should be a pretty good matchup. Ferndale, we saw them in our first game of the season, had a little bit of trouble getting their offense going, but hopefully by this 5th week coming up after this game, they'll look for a little bit of offense coming from them.
Yeah, they're going to need it because they're going to have their hands full with the Troy Colts. Ferndale, every team that plays Troy right now is going to be the underdog, so Ferndale is going to have to play their best game of the year.
So that'll be next week, Ferndale at Troy. Right now we're ready for the kickoff of the second half. And kicking off is number 44, Jeff Carter. Carter on a squib kick, taken, and the reverse. Burks has it. Burks on the outside. One man to beat on the outside and tripped up at the 40-yard line. So a nice play by the Berkley Bears as they go with the reverse, having it originally Ken Carson, who scored on that little pitch back, but that was called back on the clipping call. So Carson involved in a few trick plays lately, and there is Jeff Burks.
Tell you, for a team that runs the wing T, which is supposed to be your old, 3 yards, like Father does, old-time football kind of thing, these guys go for a little flash every now and then.
Here we go, 1st and 10, ball on the 39-yard line. And the Berkley Bears are trying to get their player off the field and maybe called for a penalty. And they finally do. It'll be Jeff Burks on the carry. Burks cutting back. As you see so many of the great backs do, cut across the grain and cutting back for a gain of about 5 or 6 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 5 coming up.
Actually, one of his bigger gains of the day so far. And they've really got to get him going. Try to get him in the open field, let him break a couple tackles.
The Bears need some points on the board here. The Knights scored on their very first possession, and now the Bears trying to do that here in the second half on their first possession. Burks on the carry again, and they stack him up again. Well, the Knights know it's no secret that Jeff Burks is going to carry the ball, and they are keying on him. He has had a tough day running. There you see the quarterback and Burks.
So, said the Knights know it's no secret, and the Bears aren't going to try to hide it either.
Yep.
Instead, you talk to Pat Fox, he's going to tell you this guy's going to get the ball most of the time, and he's got enough confidence in him to do that, and he's got enough confidence in his line, apparently, to open the holes for him.
3rd and 3. Fumble, and who's got it? That's the question now. All the Kimball Knights down there say we've got it.
Hey, Kay never got the snap from center.
And the recovery taken by big number 70 down there, getting the battle in the trenches. I could get the number for you there.
Well, I don't think he's a player to be named later.
He's not listed. 70 is not listed, but he came up with the recovery. And the Kimball Knights have it in Berkley territory. So the Bears seem to be fired up starting the second half. Now have to really get fired up as they have to stop the Knights. Obranovic on the carry.
And again, the Knights have the ball on the better side of the field, where they can establish their running game a little bit more. Again, on the sidelines, we see the Bears warming up their backup quarterback. And this time, before he was just playing catch. This time he's taking snaps and everything.
45-yard line.
Kay has done a nice job, but the thing is he plays defensively as well, so they may want to just give him a rest.
Well, no, they had said maybe if they want to, try to go to that option a little bit more, maybe to free Burks up. They might need that to get him the ball in the open field.
They may try that here in the second half. As the passing offense does not work. Taking it himself is 40, shakes one, he's got a first down, and out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
And if Zukowski hadn't made that tackle, they'd be inside the 10.
So John 40 takes it himself on really the second type of bootleg play, and he has come up big both times.
Right, well, before, in their first drive, the touchdown drive, we saw him run a bootleg to his left. This time, again, to the longer side of the field, and this wasn't as much a naked bootleg as it was a rollout.
This is, I think, strictly a run. I don't think he was going to pass at all. 1st and 10, ball on the 25 for the Kimball Knights. The handoff goes to Harris rather. Harris cutting across the field and gaining a long 5 yards from there. Picks up a first down. So Jeff Harris on the play. And a big play. So Harris, primarily a receiver, has done well running the ball, as you see Terry Powers, the head coach.
I tell you, Harris has done it all for him so far today, along with 40. Again, we saw Ashcroft and we saw Zukowski on the tackle, and that little rivalry still going on. And so far, Harris is getting the better end of it.
1st and 10, ball on the 10-yard line, and it looks like they can pick up a first down just inches short of the goal line. The handoff to the second man through, Obranovic, and finally brought down short of the 5-yard line. So the tough yardage down there being picked up by Obranovic. Pat Fox on the sideline. And there we see Jason Obranovic, 5'8", 170.
A lot of these names are the same names we've been calling for a couple of years here. Reason being, they have 37 players on their varsity. 25 of them are seniors.
25 seniors for Kimball. So this looks like
experienced team. I don't know what that means for next year, but and you look at the Berkley Bears as well. Last year, a very young team. This year, you look at their roster. It's all seniors and juniors. There's no sophomores on that varsity roster.
Yeah, they had some sophomores in there last year. Obranovic on the carry, in for the touchdown. So just as they did on their first possession in the first half, they take their first possession this time, and being opportunistic on the fumble, they take a 13-0 lead, and that 14th point pending now on the extra point. But Obranovic taking 2 carries in for the touchdown.
And again, on the better side of the field, where it's probably more important for this kick than it is for the running play. But here you see Obranovic taking it right up the middle. The line opened up the holes for him. And he just got in the end zone. It was, basically all he had to do was hold the ball and run straight the way that blocking was.
So Obranovic 6 yards for the touchdown. The extra point attempt is up, and that is good. And they will lead 14-0 now. So I was a little bit ahead of myself on calling it, but they did pick it up. And the Kimball Knights, again, take their first possession, this one of the second half, and put it in the end zone. So the Berkley Bears have to go to something different offensively. They need to pick up that offense. So they may bring in that other quarterback, as Joe said, the option quarterback, and may open up things for Burks. They have to get this guy loose.
Oh, they've got no choice now. It was bad enough being down 7-0. Now 2 scores, and that took a lot of time off the clock. And they've Yeah, they've got to get Birch the ball, get him in the open field where he can put a couple of his moves on. His biggest problem has been getting past the line of scrimmage.
So a costly fumble for the Bears gives the Kimball Knights good field position. They take it down the field and come up with some big plays. And lead 14-0 with 7:40